Hello, today we go into the option strategies part number 5, which includes the calendar and ratio spread. So I hope you enjoy it. So my first example is a long calendar spread on Amazon. As you can see here, there are different volatilities. So when I do a calendar spread, is that I profit from the volatility increase in that case of the two different maturities. As I said, calendar spread is nothing else that you buy or sell an option and with different maturities. In that case, I did a buy to open a put, which has a volatility of 30%, as you can see, and I sell a put 1 week later, of 123 with July 28, because the volatility is at 42.5. So what I did is I get a credit of 118 just because obvious that I get a higher volatility, a higher premium, and my maximum profit is limited to 2 because I buy at 125 and I sell at 123. So it's always I have limited my profit to 2 or $200. What could happen now on the 21st of July is that Amazon is still above this 125, so this option would expire worthless. So I would have to do a rollover into a July 28, 125, and this is probably what would cost me this 113 or this whatever I get as a credit now, and I would roll over it into one more week that I would have to pay for this option. Then I would say that I have this kind of credit. So for the earnings, I still hope that Amazon would, let's say, drop, because I expect that maybe the earnings will be not so good. So again, whatever is below 125 would be a profit. So this is what I would profit out of a calendar spread. Talk about the short put calendar spread, well then it's nothing else that actually you profit from the current volatility here at 54 and actually buying a put which has a lower volatility, which is here at 43 into August. I had now just an example of Levi Strauss, which actually brought the earnings on July 6. So in other words, I just give now these two examples that I would sell to open the put July 21st and buy the August 18. So means that I have now a credit here of 0.2 just because I profit out of the volatility. Maybe it's not the best example because actually I expected that Levi Strauss would anyway bring some disappointed earnings, so I would rather do a short call calendar spread than a put, but it's just to show you that I profit out of the volatility, of the high volatility for the current expiration and the low volatility of the next month expiration. Another interesting strategy is certainly this so-called ratio spread. That means as a short put ratio spread. I just do that again as an example on Amazon. In other words, I do now a kind of buy to open of one put, but I'm selling two puts. It could be the same maturity, or here I have an example that I profit again from the higher volatility of the July 28. So it's nothing else that I sell the double of what I'm buying. So I get a credit of 275 because these two puts actually finance the purchase of that one put. And this seems quite interesting, I mean, this strategy, because it's again profiting out of the high volatility. And when it until 21st July, nothing happens, while you would roll over this put option, this single put option from July 28 to 2021 to 28, still profiting of these two puts on July 28. Now, when we look into the diagram, what is the loss of Amazon. Always you can see here is 124. I get a credit of 275. So Amazon must really go below 124, 122 that we really would lose out of these put options we have sold in plus. I mean, we have one here, sold two. So whatever happens to that one, I buy one, sell one. It's a neutral, but as I have sold one more, then I would say whatever is below 124 or 122, okay, this is my risk that I would be short an Amazon, or let's say 100 Amazon, which I could get at 124. Seeing the stock is about 130, it looks quite attractive to you to do a ratio spread. Here is an example of a short call ratio spread of Amazon. Actually, this is very interesting because you can see here on the volatility that the price range is about $10. So what I did is actually I buy a 131 call and I sell two calls, strike 141. So I have a range of 10 points or $10 because I profit again of the high volatility. I get even a credit of 0.77, and I even indicate here the buying power. That means the margin you would have to pay or just to deposit more or less, because don't forget one option is equal 100 Amazon, so it would be $13,000 more or less, but you only have to deposit this 3,348. What's again interesting is I would do this transaction now, and on July 21st I would roll over the call from July 21 into July 28, probably pay something, but again I would profit really what is above 131 till 141. So in that case, if Amazon would bring good earnings, I really have a profit of $10, which is really incredible in such a situation like we have now. Seeing those strategies, which is this calendar spread and the ratio spread, we mostly work on earnings or on high volatilities. So when you see a difference in volatilities between expirations, then it's really worth to do these two strategies. I would even opt that the ratio spread is even more interesting than the calendar spread. So maybe watch out next time that when you look for a strategy where you have really high volatility on one side, maybe just sell the double quantity in what you would buy. I think it's worth to make this trial when it comes, especially when it comes to earnings. Okay, so far part number 5 has been explained. I hope you have enjoyed, and goodbye for now.